Hi, I'm Brian Welk here in TheWrap's virtual Sundance studio for 2022. And today I am joined with the team from Duel. Thank you all so much for joining me.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Riley, let's start with you. Where did this premise come from? This is a fascinating film, and just with clones and violence and everything, and just where did you come up with hatch this?
I mean, the long story short is that I just really like the idea of confronting oneself and like finding out who you are, who you want to be, who you don't want to be. All those themes are really intriguing to me. And just once I figured out the whole duel to the death aspect of it, it felt like the movie just made sense to me. And it's not necessarily something that you can kind of encapsulate in a log line necessarily, but I feel like there's a lot of stuff there still for the audiences to discover, and I'm so happy with the way that it turned out.
Yeah, it's one of those things like how much do I want to give away of the duel to the death as well. But Karen, you're brilliant in this film, playing not just the dual performance, but really showing a lot of different emotion in small doses. Talk about what some of your challenges were in getting into the headspace of this character.
I think the main challenge is characters, yes, plural. I guess the main challenge was probably like figuring out how I slot into Riley's style, because Riley has a very specific style to all of his movies, and that's why they're so brilliant and why I wanted to work with him. But it's very specific. And so I was like, okay, I need to figure out like how I do this and how I do his style and in my style in a weird way. And his dialogue is so specific too. Like I'm trying to find the right word for it. It's Riley's writing. That's the only way I could describe it. And so the challenge was like delivering that in a very like matter of fact way when you're so used to as an actor looking for all the emotional motivations. And that was all there. But then I needed to deliver it in a very matter-of-fact way, which is actually way more difficult than it sounds, to just say something.
And Beulah, to that point, like I think you're maybe have a little more naturalism to you, but you also end up being very cold in this movie and your actions, and you have to break Karen's heart here, or one of the Karen's in this. But talk about getting into your role and what were some of the challenges for you?
It was just challenging from the get-go because I'm not used to, like Karen said, not used to Riley's style. So I ran towards that challenge. And to keep it short, I pretty much just told Riley, I was like, you tell me run through a wall, I will run through a wall for you, brother. So you just tell me exactly what to do.
I was like, why are you obsessed with running through walls, man? Like, stop running through walls.
So yeah, I just done what Karen did. I just listened to Riley and just trusted him.
And Aaron, same for you. I think you give a very clear, very firm, focused, intense performance in this. Was that additionally a challenge getting into Riley's style, or how did you have to adjust?
Yeah, I mean, for me, just like what everyone was saying, Riley has just such a beautiful, unique voice that is his own. And so we all knew what we were stepping into. I think my biggest challenge was, first of all, getting out there. That was a challenge. But I'll save that story for another day. But got out there just dealing with the jet lag of it all. Literally, I landed, I had, I think, a day. And then I started with the heaviest, I think, of my scenes with, huge monologue of his beautiful writing. And, but yeah, it's just such a beautiful experience. So, yeah.
I mean, and of all the hilarious moments in this, I think one of my favorites is your hip hop dance lesson that seems to just come out of nowhere. Where did that come from on top of everything else that's very serious but very bleakly funny in this movie?
I mean, you're looking always, for me, it's looking to subvert the expectations of what you're expecting. And so if you set something up to be a certain thing and you lead the audience a certain way, and then you flip it on them, and then they go, oh, obviously my brain decided it was going to be this other thing, but this makes more sense in the context of the movie. That's where I want to be. And so that, I hope that even like the people who watch this and know about it I think they might still not see it coming, which is going to be fun. And I can't wait at some point to see this in a theater with an actual audience and see how that sort of reaction comes about.
Yeah,
based on that scene.
Our dance instructor also thought it was very funny just watching us desperately try to learn these dance moves. It was because obviously Karen and I, we take ourselves seriously, you know, we come ready, right?
100%.
Yeah, and she just kept pointing at us and laughing. And I love saying this because it's true. She's like, it's funny because you're trying, you know. We are trying.
You're trying, and it's so bad.
It's so bad, and that's why it's funny. But I mean, I love her so much. But honestly, that was one of the great. That and the slow motion fight sequence is honestly one of the greatest days I've ever had on a set. Hysterical
moment. That's so great. I guess, Riley, ultimately, what do you hope people come away with in this film if they're watching? Or very quickly, because I think we got to wrap.
Yeah, no worries. No, I hope that people enjoy it first and foremost. I hope that they have a good time, that they laugh. I think at the heart it is a comedy. But there's real emotional beats that I hope people can find themselves in and relate to in whatever capacity that is. I just want people to relate to the characters, and even if it's a stylized world, I love that there's a sort of grounded element to it. But yeah, we'll see what happens tonight after the premiere. I'm super excited to see what people think.
All right, congratulations and enjoy the rest of your Sundance.
Thank you so
much.
Thank you,
my friend. Appreciate it.